Like, you know,
Yeah, true.
I genuinely, like, I'm in front of a microphone, and I'm going to be in front of a microphone for a long goddamn time.
Right.
Right? And I've been on a lot of episodes, and I feel like I'm going to always say what I got to say if they hate it and they want to cancel me. I feel like the moment, because it's going to happen. The moment I get canceled, I'm like, I made it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they talking.
Yeah.
Like, I
And
feel
then
like
I'm
you
talking
got
way
to use
more
it.
shit.
Exactly. You got to use it as your advantage. Like, it'll only work if you play into it. Or if you start going down. They be like, oh, we really did it. Like, if you go up, what? You can get out of here.
That's how it is. Shit. I'm voting for Trump, too. You know what I'm saying? Just letting y'all know. But men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And men view the world differently. And it really is a fact. So when you think about the way men think and the way men were designed to think, because we were designed a specific way.
Right.
Like there is no other. There's only men and women. All right. You're only born a man or a woman. That's it.
Right.
And when you think about men are like, we're fixers, right? We're the people that if something's wrong, you run to us to go fix it.
Right.
If if you're in danger, you run to us to protect you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And women are the nurturers.
Right.
Right. So like we do want you to hold us together. We do want you to give us our peace.
Right.
And to keep us sane in the moments when we're out protecting.
Right.
And making sure that everything is well inside of that household.
Right.
Or inside of your world in general. So if you're breaking down, a man doesn't have the emotions like a woman does.
Right.
So you need that man to sit there and be, hey, it's all okay.
No, that's
Relax,
what I'm saying. That both are needed, but I just feel like men just have to recognize, like, women, like, because I'm serious. Like, I'm not taking away what you're saying. Like both parties, like, is raising the child. You need mom and dad. Like, you need both parents. But I feel like men just don't understand, like, how superior a woman is. Like, you just don't get it. Like, you feel like we equal. We're not equal. Like, men 90%, women 100%. Like, we both important, but it's just that little bit at the top that we just go a little further.
I don't agree.
Because you're a man. Like,
I hear you. It sounds amazing.
Think about it.
For all the women out there, it sounds absolutely amazing.
Think about it for a second, right? If men didn't actually feel like that women were a threat, they wouldn't try to put us down so much. If you think about, like, how the old school movies used to be and stuff, when the insecure bully at school got a person at the school that's like really like that, they gonna always try to make them feel less than. And I feel like throughout the world, like, men always try to make women feel like that they're less than, but I feel like it's because they know that we're more.
Ooh. I see. Again, I think that's more on situation. Right, like, I think when these things happen, and it also is an understanding. Like, I got homies that date women that are a lot older than them. Right. Right, and then when they're having conversations, the woman at those times, they know more than the man. Right. You know what I mean? They got more wisdom and more time put in. Right. And so when they have that, and the conversation is and like that, now the man feels like, oh, you're belittling me by saying that. Right. How dare you say that to me? And so, like, it really is a lack of understanding. If there's a gap in that age and you have this person that has that wisdom, and I say to you something that you do not understand at the moment, think about it. If you were to go back to you when you were 20 right now, and you look at a picture of yourself, don't you look like a little ass girl?
For sure.
Right? But didn't you feel like you were the one? When you were 20, when you think about yourself, when you were inside of your shoes.
That's because that's the oldest that we are. Like
absolutely.
Like, when I was 14, like, I'm the oldest I ever been. So I'm like, I'm grown as hell. But me looking back now, like, girl, you was a little ass kid. Like,
and that's why I say it's situational. Right. So, like, when you're discussing with your 14-year-old self and you're going with that, I'm grown as hell. Right. You don't really want to listen to what that other person is saying. Right. You're just combating, and that's what ends up happening. Now it's that belittling shit that goes on, because now you got an argument going on. Right. Fact. And communication is so tough amongst individuals now because people feel attacked when they're told the truth. Facts. There's nothing
because everybody hate the truth.
There's nothing hurts you more than the truth. Right. For most people, like, I love my. And you got to look at the individual. If you look at an individual that has a bunch of yes men around him, then you could expect that individual.
They never grow.
Yeah, you could expect that individual in conversations to be piss poor at communicating.
Right. Facts.
And it could be a lot of the times because that person is so goddamn tough, don't nobody want to even argue with them.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? And for the person, if you look at a person that has people around them that are always keeping it 100, their whole circle is everybody that's willing to keep it 100. Guess what happens when you have that? Now you got an individual that when they communicate well, because when somebody criticizes them for some real shit, they're like, word. They might go back and forth with you a little bit, but they're listening, they're understanding, they're growing. So it's you got to look at it situationally for men and women. It's not about a man being greater than a woman or a woman be greater than man. There's usually some sort of a gap there where one of them could lead the other into a better space.
But I feel like that's with people, period.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you got more knowledge, then you gonna always...
Because you're so real, do you feel like you get that? Do you feel like you get conversations where you feel as if you might overpower or overshadow somebody?
I mean... No, I feel like I have strong opinions. And but I've been like this all my life. Like, even as a kid, if I say something, I be ready to like go all the way there with it because I believe in it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like I like will overpower a conversation, but I feel like I'm gonna get my point across, like how I feel. So I don't feel like I like step on nobody. Like, no, you wrong as fuck. Like, shut the fuck up. But I feel like I'm like, nah, like
I got a limit, right? Like I got a limit of bullshit that I could hear. If I hear too much bullshit, I'll snap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm a man that does a lot. So if the time is getting up there, like you got 10 minutes of bullshit, 20. Right. Now I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to entertain this shit because you got me kind of agitated right now.
Right.
But now I'm getting into the time where I'm cutting off important things. I might be cutting off time for my son to entertain this. I might be cutting off time from work, from handling business, from talking to Mario about about setting up the interview and shit like that. Right. So you always got something that's kind of like taking you away from it. Now that's where like that's the meter that starts getting hit. And that's when I hit the all right, shut the fuck up. Now it's shut the fuck up time. Yeah. Now let's go about it that way. Since we don't want to sit there and be real with each other, let's just play this motherfucking game. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough.